Oh.
I want to say that we love Caravan Carolyn. See the wonderful lady. She has a great channel on YouTube. She used to go all over the country, all over the north and south, and then there's Arizona. Everybody loves Caravan Carolyn. She's the queen of the Nomads. She's beautiful. She has beautiful curly blonde hair. And everybody loves her. And now she lives in a trailer near Phoenix, and everybody loves her. She's got a great channel. And she used to be a police officer. And she worked really hard. And she had a career. And everybody thought she was great. Caravan Carolyn. We have to shout her out. She's a great YouTuber. She built a very successful channel. And everybody likes her. Yeah! She's the queen of the YouTubers. She's beautiful. She's nice. She's charming. Everybody loves her. Yeah! Caravan Carolyn. Yeah, we shout you out. Caravan Carolyn. Crossy shouts you out. You are one of the greatest YouTubers ever, and we love your channel, and we love our sweetheart of the Nomads, Caravan Carolyn.
Whoa, we were just doing some memories there. Some memories of 2020. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Tim M, Odd 17B, the Doxinator reporting for duty. Sorry, I got one of my shirts on here. What did Rockford make this one? This isn't an Al, the guy named Al in Tennessee. I don't think Al did this one. I think this was a Rockford one. Do you think? I forget. I should have had him autograph it. Castle Circle, good morning. Ether Bunny's here. Hey, Ether Bunny, thank you so much, Mr. Ether Bunny, for your kind PayPal the other day. I really appreciate it. A number of folks have sent me some end-of-the-year PayPals, and I really appreciate it. And I meant to send you an email to thank you, and I was going to call you, but it was Christmas Day, and you were probably doing family stuff, so I didn't want to bother you. But so anyway, thank you very much. There it is. Send me some, if you haven't sent me some Christmas swag, there you go. I did take, there were a few things that some of the Nomads sent me over the years that I had in the box down there, and I don't really need them anymore. There's a couple things, I won't say specifically what, but I did put a few things down in the lobby for Christmas Eve for stocking stuffers for all the apartment owners here. So then some of them got taken. So some of them are still there, but some of them actually did get taken. So yeah, I felt like doing that, just say, hey, everybody, here's your Camo Day blessing. Hey, Goldie, how you doing? Janice Lala, Ether Bunny, hello, Doxinator. Shemay is here reporting for duty. Brendan Stewart, Polly Petal. Good morning, everybody. This is the last SaturDAVE morning show we'll be doing for 2020. Next Saturday will be the new year. So this is it. This is the last morning SaturDAVE show for 2020. So we're going to do a little reminiscing. I picked up I got one of the hard drives, one of my external drives attached to my computer here, which shows me all the videos that I did in 2020. So hopefully it'll boot up here and we can take a look and maybe do some memories. Polly Petal, sorry you didn't get my Christmas card. I sent it 3 weeks ago. I don't know, Polly. I did show the Christmas cards I got yesterday on the morning chat. That's all the cards I got. Okay, so I didn't get it. I don't know. I hope you didn't send it to one. Don't see it. If you send it to Athens or one of my older addresses, it would probably, I don't know what would have happened. Would you get it back? You needed to make sure you send it to this address, okay? Because I don't know. There's a few. I never got Clearski's card either. Clearski the Creeper sent me a card. He said it 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I never got it. So maybe it'll still come. I don't know what's going on with the mail. I don't know. Brenda, thank you so much, Brenda. That is very kind of you. Support the channel. Wow. Aunt Banana, good morning. She's reporting for duty. Nice to see you here. Yeah, it's a very, very cold morning. This is the coldest morning I can remember the whole year here in Morganton. We went, I think, down to like 17 degrees last night. That's Fahrenheit, so that's cold. I don't know what that would be in Celsius, but it's below 0 Celsius. So anyway, 2020 was a pretty uneventful. Some virus thing went hard. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to talk about what's going on with the Nomads in 2020. You know, it wasn't a huge, crazy. Yeah, it was a weird year because of the pandemic and all that. Yeah, scary stuff. I did a video more this morning, Nampa Nana, on how it's going to now be tougher for RVers to park. You know, a lot of places now, especially in cities, if you're in a city, you're going to find it a lot tougher to park. You're going to probably see a trend now with, people can use large vehicles. I don't know, for nefarious purposes, and we're going to see probably, especially right now. We've already had a couple reports around the country where people have tried to park or had their RVs, police come up in their RVs to make sure they're, they're not doing something. I like that word, nefarious, in big cities. Hey, you see an RV parked on a city street, you're going to be a little worried now because of what happened in Nashville on Christmas morning, and that's just normal, So be careful. If you're in an RV, my advice to you, don't be parking in a big city right now, especially on a city street. I think you're okay out in the middle of nowhere. You're okay in a quartzsite. But I think even if you're in Phoenix or Vegas or someplace, you want to be very careful about where you park, okay? Especially don't park like on a city street because you're obviously going to draw suspicion right now. Good day, Dave. Woo! I'm on a 6-day motorcycle tour to celebrate the end of the year and all the hard work I've done. Entertain me. Well, good for you. That sounds cool. Where are you? Entertain me. I hope you're someplace warm. Rick Petticord. Wow, Rick, it's early for you. It's 6:30 in the morning, huh? Hey, Frankie Pooh, how you doing? Ether Bunny. I have a package coming from Hartford, Connecticut that was sent on the 15th. It took 8 days to get to Jackson, Mississippi, which is totally out of the way here in beautiful BFNC. I don't know. The number of folks have sent me things. They've told me that, and I still haven't gotten them. I had a couple people send me stuff from Northern Virginia I've never gotten yet for Christmas. I know Clearsky said he sent me a card. That was like early in the month. It just never got here. I don't know. Maybe some stuff will get caught up today. I bet you there's a pile of Christmas cards and stuff in the mail today, maybe even on Monday. On-street parking is going to be severely limited. Yeah, on 17B. I think that's what's the truth is. I hate to see what my electric bill is going to be. The heat pump has been going nonstop. The weird thing about this building, we are, our heat pump, the air conditioner unit, big compressor thing, it's on the ceiling. It's on the roof. Okay. That's where we're on the 3rd floor here. So all the units, all the AC units are up on the roof. And you do. When you're laying here and it's quiet in here, you'll hear it running up there, a little whir. But you know what heat pumps do when it's really cold is they do that weird defrosting shit. You ever notice that? If you have a heat pump on a cold day, you'll look outside and you'll see all this steam coming out of it. They do it. They have a defrost cycle when it's really cold. So it, when it gets really cold, everything spins right. So they do that, and it makes mushing noises and then whoosh, and you can hear that up on the roof there. And it's kind of the middle of the night. You're like, what the heck? Yes, just one of the joys of a heat pump. Why should the Nashville incident affect all RVers? Well, I don't know. Again, everybody's going to be wary of seeing RVs in big cities right now, I think, okay? I really think that, people are very much on edge right at the moment. And if you're I think it's going to affect RVers if you're in a big city. People are going to be much more noticing your vehicle, okay? So, yeah, especially if you park it unattended somewhere on a street in a big city, yeah, you're almost certainly going to get some calls, people worried about, is that a suspicious vehicle? They're wondering if this is, until they catch whoever did this Nashville thing and figure out why they did it. Who knows? People are waiting for something else, another shoe to drop. Well, the tribe take the vaccine for the V. They probably are anti-vaxxers. Knowing them, they're probably not going to do that. I don't know. Old Stoner, FYI, Celsius is based on, well, yeah, that's right. I knew that. I took science. Right. Celsius is 0 is freezing and 100 is boiling, right, of water, right? And then, I don't know, Fahrenheit is just kind of arbitrary. we'll just make this 0. Anyway, we're like the only country, aren't we? Like United States of America is pretty much the only major country around the world that still uses Fahrenheit. Every other country in the world is Celsius. Really. When Canada, England, all of Europe, everybody else is Celsius, and we're the lone country that still does Fahrenheit. I don't know. But it sounds better in the summertime, right? In the summer, when it hits 100 degrees, where that in Celsius, it's only like 35, It's 35 today. It doesn't sound as impressive. It's 100 today, Call for 200. Last call for I thought you said $200 donations. Yes, today is the last call for 2020 donations here on the Camo Dave channel. No, it is our last SaturDAVE morning show for 2020. Just saying. Then when I do this show next weekend, next Friday or next Saturday, it will be 2021. So I hope, which I don't, at least the beginning of 2021 is going to be as nutty as 2020 has been. I'm calling out this fartness. Oh, fartness. Okay. Old Stonered. Cecil B. Demented. Wasn't that a John Waters movie? I bet the RV campgrounds are going to score big time now. I don't know, but especially in the ones in Florida and Arizona and stuff, they're going to, I don't know. People, you're driving around in a large RV or even a Class C or something, people are going to be suspicious of you, especially if you're in a city right now. I really think that's Frank Costello he's okay. Celsius and Fahrenheit have not got a linear relationship. Oh, they not got a, I don't know. Anyway, hey, Beauregard, how are you? Oh, no, there goes the monetization for this live stream. I make next to no money on monetizations of live streams. Your super chats are nice, but, who cares? It's like it's like a quarter. Oh, let's just talk about what we want to talk about, right? Anyway, so we're going to try to at least see some, I'm looking at some of the videos from 2020 here. We had the unofficial RTR there in Quartzsite. Oh, we did have somebody medevac from the RTR. I think that was Jamie's friend there. Remember that? Yes, that was RTR. Remembering January of 2020, before the pandemic hit and everything was kind of normal. Yeah, I don't know, Castle Circle. I think a lot of other people are very worried about the whole Nashville things. They never caught anybody yet. They don't know why that was done. Will there be more? I think that's a big thing right now. And if you're in a city and, you're in an apartment building or you're city street and you see an old RV parked there, I would worry a little bit about it. Yeah, I would. Bourbon Neat Todd. That's why every other country in the world wants to be us. Yeah. Were you the guy? Did you send me a text? I got to check that out. Somebody sent me a text about Dave 2D. Did you know that Dave 2D is 6'4"? Somebody said, I think it was him. Somebody sent me a text saying, in his live chat last night, he actually stood up and showed how tall he was. You never know that from just watching his videos, how tall the guy is. 6'4". He could be playing basketball or something, right? Here's a tip by Tesla, TSLA stock. Good morning, Rick. Good morning, Davey and Chatmongers. I had a very nice Christmas. Everything was cool. Last Cammy Award category is the most oddly compelling static nomad goes to Camo Dave and Crotchy. Oh, I'm not really a nomad. I'm a critic. Damn it, I'm a critic. I'm too dumb to learn about Celsius. I honestly think Fahrenheit's a better way of doing the temperature because it's a bigger scale. I mean, you look at from freezing to say like the freezing point to a very hot day. Okay, we're talking in Celsius 0 to about 35. So that's 35 gradients, right? Whereas Fahrenheit, the 0 in Celsius is 32. 32 is freezing temperature in Fahrenheit to 100 degrees. So 32 to 100 versus 0 to 35. Yeah, I don't know. There's more gradients. There's like 60 some gradients between 32 and 100. Whereas in Celsius there's only 35 gradients. So it's actually a little more accurate. You can pinpoint the temperature a little better. I don't know. That's what I've heard. We won't be here long. We're going to Aldi to buy food to donate. Okay, but don't drive down to Aldi in your RV. Okay, don't park your RV at the Aldi. Make sure it's. Oh, Mark H. Oh yeah, Mark H is our scientist. 9C equals 5 minus 60. Very simple conversion. Okay. That's right. He's stirring the pot. Do you have stone tablets from school? Already hard to park an RV over 10 years in certain parks. People abandon them, and it's super expensive. Yes, I've heard that. Number of the Nomad channels, they talk about a lot of RVs you can't park. They won't even let you into a lot of RV parks if they're older than 10 years old. That's right. It's like Uber. You can't use an old car for Uber. I was going to do Uber in my little Atom, and it's like, no, it has to be like 10 years old or newer. They don't want a 16-year-old car. No, I wasn't really doing that. Dave's the Uber. Remember, did anybody ever see me drive my car with Adam the Woo, when I'm trying to park and I have to back up like 8 times? Static. Well, I'm not. Yeah, the static nomad. That's right. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? Had you have a nice Christmas? Anyway, I agree with you on Fahrenheit. So yeah, let's have a big debate here on Fahrenheit, shall we? There is a Karma pantry where we stock up food to donate. People can go there and take food, no registration, no ID. They can keep some privacy and dignity. Really, they have those food boxes around town here in Morganton. A lot of the churches have those where people just put food in and then you just open up the little cabinet and take stuff out. I mean, they're little pantries. There's a bunch of them around town. Which is a good idea. Yeah. Aldi's is better than Kroger's. It's owned by a relative of Trader Joe's. I think he mean the brother. Yes, the Aldi brothers. The one brother runs Trader Joe's. The other one runs Aldi. Yeah, Aldi Nord and Aldi Sud. If you go look it up on Wikipedia. Yeah, I like Trader Joe's. We don't have the closest Trader Joe's to me is about an hour away in Asheville. So I don't go there a lot, but if there was a Trader Joe's here in Morganton, I'd be there all the time. Pretty much buy all my food at Walmart, what the heck. Is Rich Life finally leaving Rosie's? Oh, good. Okay. I thought he left already. Then he came back again. I thought he went away and then he was back again. I don't know. I'm confused. Good morning, Brian Forrest from Bronx, New York City. I peeked in at She Who Shall Not Be Named. Why would you want half your trailer as a kitchen and hardly anyone? Yeah, I saw that. She moved like down the street, right? She's still in the same park. I don't know. I guess she liked the trail. She liked having a larger kitchen, and a trailer became, a facility became available, and so she moved to it. I don't know. I know some people would just like their whole, live in a big kitchen. Dave the fisherman pissed him off last night. Oh, Victor, really? I did subscribe to Dave the fisherman, but good Lord, that guy does so many live streams, and pretty much I think about 2/3 of his waking hours is a live stream. Aldi's is Dutch-owned multinational grocery conglomerate. And I don't think so, Donald Trump. I think it's German, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know the history. Like, all I know is that they had two Aldi brothers, and one did Aldi's and the other did Trader Joe's. Okay, that's all I know. There is a Dutch group. The giant food. What is it called? Oh, what's the name of it? Ahold. I always thought that was a funny name. There's a giant Dutch grocery group called Ahold, Ahold. They own a whole lot of grocery stores over here in America, including the Giant brand. You go to Washington area, it's all Giant grocery stores. They're owned by Ahold, and they're Dutch. I don't know. A lot of those grocery stores are owned by foreign companies. That's why I go to Walmart, damn it. I want a grocery that's based in Arkansas. I don't know. Albertsons, that's American. That's Safeway and all. That's where Cheap RV Living Bob used to work, at the Albertsons. Banana, nice to see you here. All the conspiracy theorists hate Wikipedia, do they? Well, I don't know. Wow, my car gets 10 rods to the hog's head. Oh, what happened last night with Rich Life? I don't know, man. Oh, Dave, did you consume a bit of vodka last night, asking for a friend? Oh, how I love those manic episodes, like my current 2-day media. No, I did have a little bit of vodka last night, but I did not drink the Tito's yet. I'm saving the Tito's for tonight. Okay, I'll be drinking this entire. No, I'm not. I'm going to drink some of this, a little bit, maybe that much tonight. So anyway, have the Tito's vodka tonight on the live stream at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, that's Tito's vodka. That's Tito's vodka special tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Camo Dave channel. So there, but yeah. Thank you. Rod Sturgis sent me the Tito's vodka. He sent me some martini mix. He sent me a whole bunch of small bags of those potato chips and cool things and pretzels. And then he had 3 cans of nuts. And I did not see the 3 cans of nuts in the box, because the box he put all this. He's like he works on HVAC systems, and he had this spray foam all over the box, and you couldn't pick anything out of it. It all hardened. So somewhere under the spray foam was 3 containers of nuts, and I didn't see them. And then I took the big box and tossed it in the dumpster. So I did not. So anyway, yeah, Aldi is German. I knew that. Yeah, Aldi and Trader Joe's are both owned by the Aldi brother. One Aldi brother and the other Aldi brother. Yeah, but there is a big Dutch conglomerate that owns grocery stores. The Dutch. There's Sainsbury's and there's British, but yeah, the Dutch are big on that. Aldi's has half honey ham sale for 85 cents a pound. Wow. Wilmington is home of many famous YouTubers, including Ruben the Bulldog and Casey Roman. That's right, Wilmington, North Carolina. You're keeping me busy. Are you back in the hospital, Brian? Yeah, Brian was in the hospital for a long time. I thought you were out. You're back in there, huh? Wow. I hope you're okay. HEB. I've heard of HEB. Yeah, they're down in Texas, so we don't have any HEB. Dave, you wore me down with your Foresty Forest recommendations, and now I'm binging on his videos. Yeah, well, that's a good channel to binge on. I like Foresty Forest. As I said, I think my 3 favorite nomads this year were probably Van City, Van Life, Foresty Forest, and Slim Potato, and all Canadians. I don't know. None of them are doing quartzite. They're all doing their own thing. I have to say, I love Foresty Forest when he does his hiking, and simple but yet, I'm not a big fan of cooking videos either, but I like his cooking videos with that funny little crock pot. He really shows how you can live in a little vehicle, Anyway, another big trend we saw here in 2020 for the Nomads was getting houses, or some sort of facility where, that's, not nomadic. So a lot of Nomads have at least been getting someplace. Aja's got her camp there up in Williams now with a big cargo container shipping thing. We've got, of course, we had Camper Van Kenny get his prepper shack, but she hasn't pretty much done anything with. And of course, who in Illinois with the turning it into the video game arcade. We mostly go to Harris Teeter and Lowe's Food, occasionally Publix or Food Lion. We have not been into Walmart since March. Okay. I like Harris Teeter. Harris Teeter and Kroger are co-owned. I always liked Harris Teeter. They have some Harris Teeters around. Not in Morganton, it's Food Lions. There's like 6 Food Lions and the Walmart and in Ingalls. Publix, you got to go over to Hickory, which is half an hour, 40 minutes away. I think there's a Harris Teeter there too. I like Publix. Publix was in Athens. I like Publix a lot. Very nice store. Harris Teeter's also very nice. Kroger's and Harris Teeter's, they're very nice stores. Walmart's, I just like the Walmart because it's basic. It's easy to get in and out of. There's one really near me here. As you know, when I drive over there, it's only 10 minutes away. And they don't have any stupid cards. You give everybody the low price. I hate all those, punch in your phone number, get the card, do this, sign up for this. I get tired of that, So I like Walmart because it's just simple and basic, and I'm not fancy. I just get in and get out real fast. Plus, I can get a whole lot of other stuff in one stop. I don't have to go to 3 different stores. It's so big, and they have clothes. And if I want to buy socks, or if I want to buy fruit juice, or if I want to buy whatever, it's all there. It's just easy. It's easy peasy. Who owns Lidl? Some other German company owns Lidl, Chimay. I like Lidl. There's one in my sister's in Manassas, Virginia there, right across the street from where she lives. And it's very nice. It's a lot like Aldi. It's very, very similar to Aldi. They have very nice stores. They build new stores, they're freestanding, and their architecture is it's kind of like that Bauhaus architecture. I always like that. Just to go in the store for the architecture. Yeah. It's very much like an Aldi. It's the same thing. They have their own brands. It's all, very simple. They don't have a huge selection, but what they do have is their own brand plus one other, it's just like Aldi. And then they always have the surprise aisles, in the middle of the store. They have all these surprise things where, everything from air compressors to, patio furniture. It's like, okay. Oh, Eric, yeah. And we've been hearing about Derek there in, he's got some eye issues and had to wear a patch. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's the cat. I think he's developing an allergy to Jacks. I think that's what's going on. He's living in a fairly confined place with a cat, and he's now getting all these eye issues. I would say that it's a 98% chance that something about Jacks is irritating him. I don't know. Aldi's weird. Yeah, you got to pay the 25 cents to do that. That's not a bad idea. Then they don't have to hire somebody to bring the carts in. You pay your 25 cents, get your cart, and then when you bring the cart back, you get your quarter back. It's not a bad idea. Lidl was coming to Australia, but they changed their mind. No, I think Aldi and Trader Joe's are co-owned. They're owned by brothers, but I think Lidl is a different German company. They have Lidls all over Europe. They're very common. They charge you for bags, but they can bring your own. Yeah, a lot of grocery stores are doing that now. In a lot of places, when I was in Maryland, you have to pay a nickel for a bag, which is a good idea. I have no problem with that. When I go to Walmart now, I bring my own bag anyway because those stupid Walmart bags just fall apart. You know, I don't know how many times I've gotten halfway to the car and the Walmart bags, the plastic just rips, and then you're stuck with stuff, you know, falls all over the parking lot. I've had that happen one too many times. So I got a really nice cloth bag that I machine wash it. I'll go to Walmart with my nice big blue cloth bag and I fill it up. You know, I don't even need to use a card because it's a pretty big bag. And then I take it to the self-checkout and then use it to carry all my junk out. And then I come home and throw it in the laundry and just wash it, you know. So, you know, it's nice and it doesn't break. You know, I can put fruit juice in it and don't have to worry about the stupid bags ripping. So I like that actually. Get something that you can easily launder, you know, because something that's, you know, they have these fabrics now that are really strong and light, and you can just throw it in the washing machine. Doesn't even need to be dried. It comes out pretty much dry. The Dutch own Food Lion, yes. We have like five. I think we got 5 Food Lions around here. We have a Food Lion that was they literally moved across the street. You know, there was they had a store, and then the shopping center across the street had had something closed there. They literally just moved the whole store across the street. Ball House is a very, very, very fine house. Yeah, I don't know. The other thing one of the things I never liked about cats is the litter box stuff. You know, you get a cat and it poops in the litter box, and it does walk through the litter box, and it gets stuff on its little paws, and then the cat will jump up on you or jump up on the couch or jump into your bed, and the cat has, you know, minuscule amounts of cat poop in their paws. I mean, that's just part of being a cat, I guess. You know, I don't know. It's like it gets on, you know, they jump up on you and you go, kitty, and your kitties just walk through the litter box. You know what I'm saying? And the litter box could be there for a couple days before somebody changes it and it starts to stink. And then you get that on you, and then you get cat dander and hair on you, and then you rub your eyes, and then you get eye infections, you know? Dogs, yeah, dog poops outside, you know, and that doesn't really walk through its poop much, right? That's why I always prefer a dog. I don't know. Yeah, you got to keep the litter box clean. The other thing is too, when you're in a small vehicle, you know, that's a house is a little more with heater going and air flowing. You know, when you're in that RV, you don't really have that to that degree. You don't have forced air heating, so all that cat dander crap is just stuck in this little small confined space. You know, I think if you're developing an out, that's why I will diagnose Mr. Derek. I think, you know, the cat is the culprit. I've never heard of Media Market. I don't know. The Germans do. Yeah, the Germans do run a lot of grocery stores now. They're taking over the world. Yes, we do have a pride of Food Lions. I think there was like 4 of them in town. From his stage makeup. I've always been a dog person. I just always have, you know, I don't know. Don't let them lick your face either. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The whole cat box thing is like, you know, you have, you know, their toilet is sitting there open most of the time in your house or especially in your RV, you know, and at least the dog, you know, does, you know, if it's properly trained, it does its business outside. You don't have to worry about dog poop, you know, sitting in the corner of your bathroom or something, you know. Cats give you the feed me slave virus. When I did that, when I was in Springfield, Virginia, I had to take care of Susan's dog Tank, and I had to take care of her cat. And the cat, I like taking care of Tank, take him outside and get a lot of exercise, and he always poops outside. But the cat was just the litter box. Oh my God. And then the cat would pee on the bed. I don't know. The Food Lion pride. Yeah, that's right, Linda. COVID, there's a pink eye can be caused by a lot of different things, including the V. That is very true. Yeah, I would be definitely. I like cats. Don't get me wrong. Barb had a cat. I loved the Beamer. He was a wonderful kitty. I petted him. Oh, he was an adorable cat. I like cats. I really do. But if I had to make my own decision, I'd get a dog. I wouldn't get any pet right now because the problem with it with dogs again is I like walking dogs, but then it's like you have to walk the dog, even if it's pouring rain and miserable out. You got to take that dog out. And yeah, the vet bills, and then if you want to travel, you got to figure out what to do with the dog and kennel it or have friends watch it, or it's just a hassle. Since we did not have guests this year, we had Chinese food takeout. It was a fun treat. That's good. I like doing something different for like holidays. Everybody does turkey or prime rib or whatever. Go do something completely different. I think that's really neat. I had a friend, my friend Sandy in Northern Virginia used to do that. She'd have a little Christmas gathering and she'd just do something completely, non-traditional food, which I liked that. I thought that was kind of neat. I saw a video on YouTube where a dog used the toilet. I've seen videos where cats use the toilet. Kitty gets up there and, I guess you can maybe train some dog on RV, and dogs are smarter too. Well, I think both animals are smart in their own way. A cat smart is different than a dog smart, but they're both very intelligent creatures. Yeah. I'm not going to take sides, I don't know. Dogs are more unrequited. I think we would say that. I think most dogs tend to be they'll love you. They don't care. They're very just, hey, you're home from work again. Hey, Dad. They're just like that. There are some other breeds of dogs that are a little more finicky, but most dogs, they're happy to see you when you come in. But, you come back from, you go out to the grocery store and they act like they haven't seen you in 2 years, Oh, it's nice to see you back. They're like that, And when Susan would go away for 3 weeks and they'd be in Europe and she'd come back and the cat wouldn't even look at her. It just, it didn't even say hello. That's the way they're different. They're just whole different critters. Dave lost Beamer. Beamer, we don't know what happened to Beamer. When Beamer was an outdoor cat, and one day Beamer just didn't come home. I don't know. There were coyotes seen in the area, and we had some foxes in the area. I don't know. There were a bunch of cats in Athens, Georgia that that were missing. Someone pay $1,000 to rip the arms off Crotchy. No. Well, we could always sew them back on. That's okay. Sure. Well, I'll rip Crotchy's arms off for $1,000. Then I'll get somebody to sew his arms back on. That's right. Rod Sturgis, he sent me nuts, and then they were hidden in the box under the spray foam, and I never got my nuts. Where are my nuts, Rod Sturgis? You need to send me some nuts. I need to get my nuts. My almonds. I want to be like the carpetbagger and sit. I haven't watched the carpetbagger in ages. Does he still eat nuts while he does his live stream? I don't know. Yeah, Leslie West of Mountain passed away. Yeah. Mississippi Queen, right? I was never a big fan of him. Happy holidays, Michael Nippert. Happy holidays from Ohio. Cats and dogs living together. Susan in Springfield, Virginia had the dog and the cat, and the dog, the cat just ruled the roost. The dog was secondary to the cat. The dog would come in and the cat would just sneer at the dog, and the dog would back away. Time for being a pit bull. You really thought he would be brave, but yeah. Then we can throw them in the water and call Bob. What? Hey, Tasmod. Hey, Emmett loves it when the wife's card ladies come over to play cards. Yeah, Castle Circle. Derek does seem to get sick every winter, doesn't he? The mold. Yeah, the indoor mold. Yeah. Dave, you are nuts. More Baileys is essential to world peace. I used to have a neighbor who had an indoor cat. That meant the cat would roam around everyone else's property. And the neighbor reportedly counted only 8 lives left for that cat. Yeah, want to call me on the hotline? I got the phone here, 571-419-0463. Send me nuts. Yeah, I like nuts. I love cashews, almonds. Hey, Rosanna, nice to see you here. Sorry I'm late. Had to download some YouTube from YouTube side censored but very important videos concerning Everybody Talks these days. Oh my goodness. Let me get caught up here. I'm behind by a little bit. All right, I'm caught up. Nantucket sleigh ride, yeah. He has mold in his RV. Mold in your RV can cause a lot of things. Can cause the eye irritation, pink eye, allergies, underlying health conditions, mold. Yeah, a lot of things can cause that. If you have it, if you keep getting it back, and there's some external source that's probably or internal that's causing it. It's a symptom of something, I mean, if you get it, rubbing your eyes, if there's something irritating your eye, Could be the cat. I don't know. People do develop allergies as they get older. Your immune system changes, and you were never allergic to cats before, but now you are. That does happen to some people. I bet a donut it's mold. It could be. It very well could be. Again, you're living in a little vehicle. It's any kind of a small area that's kind of confined. If you have it gets moist in there, you can get a lot of those heaters. I was watching I think it was Van City Van Life. A lot of those heaters, especially the propane type, they're very wet, and you can get mold inside your vehicle, especially in cold weather. You actually have dripping water. Then you get that inside the walls, and then you get mold, Could be a spider bite. I don't think it's maybe he's allergic to spiders. I don't know. Condensation, that's right, is a very big problem. You've got cold, and then you get that warm, moist air from your propane heater, and it hits the walls, and then it's really cold outside, and then you get condensation. It's like in a car, you can get condensation if you have the heat on a really cold day. Yeah, that's right. There are so many problems with living nomadically. It's not easy, it really is, I'm just saying, look at all the things. You got a Class A, you got the sliders, you got the hydraulics, you got to figure out power, you've got solar panels, you've got inverters, you've got power stations, the water, there's a water pump, there's a generator, there's, the little stairs that come down and out. Good Lord, all the different systems in those vehicles. You got to park it. You've got the engine. You've got the transmission. You've got the tires. You've got the brakes. You've got, it just seems like it's really hard. A lot of work to live in an RV or something like that. A van is a little less complicated, but I don't know. He said I think Derek said that he had the COVID back when he was in Florida last year. He got really sick, and then he said he did a test and he had the antibodies for it, but I don't know. I don't know, man. It's like outside of Dave's vodka glass. That's right. That's right. If that is very true. Mike and Nicole, living life. How you doing? Christmas tamales make it all worthwhile. Oh, those sound good. Damn. People do that. I have had so many nomads send me pictures of their Christmas meals. I get my little text things on the phone here, and I'm like, there's Camp Goer One's. It's like, why do people do? Oh, what we had for dinner, and I'm like, I just had a turkey sub I bought at Walmart, right? Hey, Frank, I got a call from Frank Costello 44 minutes ago, so he must have called me. I'll call you back, Frank. Anyway, a Camp Goer One there, yeah. What did I? Is this the right phone? Yeah, okay. Spirit stalking, where you can sit on the throne and cook breakfast at the same time. Terry and Al. Hey, Terry and Al, how are you? Man, if I'm making money on the eye problems, yeah, I don't know. Black mold. I don't know, again, in a car, you're not living in the car. Most people do not live in their cars. How many people get in your car, especially as it gets older, and you get that mold. I can smell that mildewy smell, and you go down and get one of those little, pine air freshener things. Okay, you're not living and breathing that air 24/7. Mold is everywhere. Okay, it's everywhere. But you just don't want to be in an area that's very confined with a lot of it around. Some people are very allergic to it. Is there a vodka? I did a video back when the COVID thing started, and I joked about how if I sprayed my beard with vodka, I would be less likely to get the V. And then I got a thing from YouTube. They did some weird thing. They said they flagged my video because I was giving unauthorized advice about the V, and I said it was just humor. I was making a joke. I just said, hey, if you spray your beard with vodka, and, I don't know. It makes sense. But use a high-proof vodka, right? Mildew Manor. The terrain is everything. Let food be the medicine. There are so many YouTube channels about all the, or go on Google and look up all the indoor pollutants, people that have really tightly closed up houses, and then you can get off gassing from anything, the appliances, and you want to have fresh air a lot, and that kind of thing, But I would think living in an RV in the wintertime with your propane heater, or your Mr. Buddy, a diesel heater, anything that does the carbon dioxide shit, you're going to get moisture, and especially when it's really cold out. And that moisture, you may not see it. It's in the walls, it forms in the walls, and then it dries and melts and dries and melts. Then you'll get mold, rip down the walls, and there's all this black crap inside the walls, and you're breathing that, and you're rubbing it in your eyes. Give me whiskey. Just give them whiskey. Yeah. Isn't that what they did in the old days in the West? If you had to get like a tooth pulled, just give you a shot of whiskey. Oh, no Novocaine. Give them whiskey. YouTube has no sense of humor. Well, the bots have no sense of humor. I do. I have the original 2000. I should get it. I got to get my car inspected. I got my inspection notice here. The North Carolina Division of Motor Vehicles. I got this the other day. You got to get your car inspected every year here, which is like Virginia, which that's a good idea, I think. And I will. I always get little Adam's oil changed. They always say that's the most important thing you can do to keep an old car running right. Yeah, you rip down those panels, and there's mold in the panel. Yeah, you don't see it. I pretty much have a pretty good sense of smell, and I can usually, Yeah, there's some mold around here somewhere. I can smell it. Yeah. I don't know, Howard. I think, Derek's channel has been very interesting this year, from the house to the arcade stuff to the Mickey collections. I don't know. It's just, it's been very interesting. A very oddly compelling channel this year. So, yeah, I don't know. Hasn't been a lot of interesting stuff this year. It's been kind of a dull year. It was nice meeting Roland Orzaballs and Life with Aaron and his lovely wife there around my birthday. That was in February. That was nice. West Ham Fan TV Legendary Pixel. I must say, Dave, your humor has got me through the year. Oh, thank you. Send inspection money. Well, unless they find something, I don't know. I'll have to show the bill. Oh, well, they always do that. Your Gizmo is not working. We have to, Oh, maybe there's used Jeeps available, huh? I'm not going to buy a new car. If I ever get another car, it'll be definitely a used car. I don't want to be paying, they say when you drive off the lot, you lose about 40% of the value of the vehicle. And I don't want to worry. I hate worrying about a new car. You park it, you got to worry about where you park it. Somebody's going to ding you. I just hate that. I don't like having an older car because I don't worry about it. I don't worry about parking it. Oh, it's got another ding on it. So what? Oh, I hate that. When I did buy Little Adam new, I bought Little Adam in 2006 and he was brand new. And I'm really worried I'd park it way in the far side of the apartment complex lot, because I don't want anybody to park near it. I don't care now. It's just, park it anywhere. So what? My birthday is February 8th. My birthday, we have every February is Dave's birthday month, Odd 17B. Birthday month, the whole month. So the whole month we celebrate my birthday, yeah. Our car body is 90% fiberglass filler just to pass the test. Is it snowing there? Where are you, J.A.? Well, we got no snow here. The rain stopped on early Friday morning, and then we got bitter cold. It was really the wind yesterday. It felt like Northern Virginia. In Northern Virginia, in the wintertime, you always get a week or 2 or 3 of really bitter cold temperatures and wind, and you don't even go out. And yesterday, I went to the park yesterday, take a walk, and it was too cold. It was just too. Yeah, beater car travels. There's another thing, Beauregard Rippey. That's right, hot tubs. Oh, they say that. Hot tubs have a lot of issues with mold and stuff. Very true. No, I don't. Blocks me. Don't care. Don't care. It's so easy to find addresses. You can park in the far corner of a parking lot. Some idiot's still going to park beside you in an empty parking lot. That's right, Polly. Do that. Yeah, send me my birthday card, and I'll get it. Maybe it'll come by February. Send it tomorrow. I got my new Corolla in 2008. Stopped caring about dings a long time ago, having spent $75,000 on it. Still runs great. ND Nelson. I wanted to get one of those inflatable hot tubs like Derek's, but they don't have jets for massage, and I imagine it takes a lot of electricity to heat it up. Maybe worth it if you're camping with hookups. Exactly right. Jilly sits by the heater vent. She hates the cold. Aw. That is the problem, too, when you have a heat pump versus, say, gas heat. The air that comes out of the registers, your little vents with a heat pump is, you set it at 76 degrees. The air comes out at 76 degrees, okay? So it feels cool. When you have gas heat, it comes out like 100 and some degrees. So you have those registers on the floor, the heat vents. And I love doing that. Like you go outside, you get your gloves all wet and cold in the snow. You come in and you put your gloves down on the heat vent, and then the heats up really nicely, or you put your boots there, and then your boots are nice and warm and toasty. Whereas heat pumps don't do that. You get if you set it at 76, the air comes out at 76. And so you get warmth, but it's not hot. It's not like gas heat that comes out really hot. Jilly. Jilly sits by the heat vent. Yeah, Jilly here would not get hot sitting by the heat vent. Said Dave birthday money. I'm watching on a PS4 and typing on the phone. A lot of comments not making it over. Hi, Hidden Highways. Where are you? You're up in Duluth, aren't you? Up in Minnesota. Doxy Poo. Jilly is smart. I did that as a kid after coming up from shoveling snow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did that once. The one thing I hated when I lived in Northern Virginia was shoveling the driveway. We had a really long driveway, and, that was awful, especially when you get ice, because ice, you got to chip away with a shovel. I hated that. And some days you spend the whole gosh darn day just working on the driveway so that someone could get the car out later. And I'd come in and my feet would be numb. You get icy water down in your boots or something, and then your heel would go like completely numb. You'd come in and you couldn't feel your feet. Your feet would be like numb, and they're like, ugh. And then you'd have to heat the bathtub up and put your feet gradually in the tub, and then your sensations would come back. I hated that. Ugh. And then you got all warm again, and then another couple inches would fall, and you'd have to go out and shovel again. And it's like, oh man, I need to do that, Mark. I need to get merchandise. People say that they like they would buy a Camo Dave mug. I got to put down that's on my list of things to do for 2021. Set up merch page for Camo Dave and Crotchy. I do. I really need. That's something that's important. I guess I should do that. Take some advice from Van City Van Life and really learn how to monetize my channel. Thank you, some days here. Merry Christmas to you too, to everybody else. Again, I want to thank everybody for sending me those kind cards. They're so nice. I really appreciate them very much. Very, very much. I did. Dad, I got an allowance, and I was very much into mowing the lawn and shoveling snow. I used to hate that too. When we lived in New Jersey, we had a big yard in the back. It went way back, huge yard. And that thing and we had a beat up old metal mower, a Sears Craftsman mower. My God, that thing would just, oh my God, I hated that. And I would do other people's yards, There was people, I made money. I made money doing that, mowing lawns. I did that in the summertime, and I had 4 or 5 people sometimes in the summer. I'd, every day of the week I'd be mowing. I was a hardworking little kid. I was saying, pay me money. It's like, I wear shirts, pay me money. Check your PayPal $500 donation. Seriously? Who made me a $500 donation? Usually I get notified when I, There's a $10 donation. Yeah. Well, see it. Did Doxy make me a $500 donation? My parents, what did my parents do for a living? My dad worked for IBM and then he worked for Xerox. So he worked for two companies. When we were living in New Jersey, he went from IBM to Xerox, and they was, selling office systems and copying machines and crap like that, and some very early computers. And then he got transferred down to Washington and did federal government work. I mean, worked covering the federal government. He had the National Park Service was one of his clients, and so he would go to national parks all over the country, fly out there, rent cars, and see what their office, what they needed, any copying machines or whatever. It was cool because he would bring back those early computers. Those old big giant workstations with these, huge 12-inch floppy drives, with CPM or BASIC or COBOL or whatever on them, and he'd just say, Dave, figure this one out and let me know how it works. It was fun. I had these, back in the 80s, I'd have these, big workstations. It was nice, There was no internet or anything, but it was nice being able to, you could type up a whole report and then just hit the print button, and this gigantic printer would print it out, Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I did get $10. Please make sure that Wonder Hussy gets one of the little statues. I will, if Wonder Hussy would send me your address. Thank you, Gregory. I did get $10. Oh, you're making a joke. Well, I did. Gregory, $10. Thank you so much. Gregory. I will, if Wonder Hussy sends me an address, I will be very happy to send her an address. Terrence O'Brien. Oh, yeah. And of course, yeah, Mr. Ether Bunny. Thank you so much. Stephen Austin. Thank you so much. I want to thank Brizzo's Reboutique. Brizzo's. I did. I got a bunch of donations here. Terrence, $10. Thank you, Terrence. Of course, Mr. Ether Bunny. Very, very kind donation there. And then we got Stephen. Thank you very much. $40. Stephen Austin. Wow. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. So we do have a bunch of PayPals here. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Dave, will you what? Chicken scratch tables give Dave money. Help support the channel. $5 the beard. I'm not shaving the beard. Okay, I've had this beard. I was like, yeah, the other night people were saying, hey, I'll throw money at Dave to shave the beard now. I'll dye it green or something. I should get some green dye or something. Doc, don't send money to Dave. He's already got too much. Hey, aloha, Mike. How are you? Did you hear about the new memory tape from Fujifilm and IBM? 580 terabyte capable. Wow. I can store all my videos on that. New memory tape. Wow. You know what I was doing too? I was, oh, wow. $25. Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. Wow, get some PayPals here. I do appreciate that. Aberdeen, Maryland. Okay. I used to drive right by that all the time on 95. They're going from Washington up to New Jersey, Aberdeen Proving Ground, Aberdeen. Yeah, there's a nice area up there on the Chesapeake Bay. The 80s, decade of big hair and bitchin' music. I love 80s music. When I go to the Mountain Burrito place over there. They're often playing First Wave there from Sirius XM, and I love the music over there. It's so cool. I love the paper tape programming at my old radio station job. Wonder Hussy has an address. She's got to tell. Okay. Well, I will. My rule is I will send you the statue, but you got to request it. Okay. Dave's RV Life is the only person that's requested a statue that's won it on the Cammy Awards. I'm not going to mail them out unless you want it. Okay. So if Wonder Hussy, and she did say thank you in one of my chats the other day. She did. She's aware of that. She won the award. But I said to her, I said, if you want a copy of it, if you want the statue and a little gift baggy do from me, I will happily send it to you, but you got to request it. And that's all. Slim Potato Head, if Van City Van Life, once their awards, they got to let me know. Yeah. Randy the Mobile Traveler. You got to give me an address. But if I don't want to send it if somebody doesn't really want it. Bald and Bankrupt. Send Dave money. Annapolis is a very pretty town. Yes. Capital of Maryland. Got a good radio station there. WRNR 1031. It's a great little radio station. If you're in Annapolis, Maryland, tune your dial to 1031. 60s, 70s music for me. I've been really going back and watching a lot of the Beatles. There's so many cool videos about the Beatles and all their albums and all the, engineering and shit. I love the Beatles. I just really, Lennon, and when they broke up, and Lennon and McCartney and all that crazy, and George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. I love that album. I remember getting All Things Must Pass for Christmas when it came in. It was like a little box set. Man, I love the old Beatles stuff. George Harrison was a really cool cat. I think of all the Beatles, personality-wise, George was a really neat guy, just laid back, kind of dabbled on. I liked Lennon a lot. Lennon would get drunk a lot and throw things and stuff. He had kind of a weird relationship with Yoko, and Paul was always Mr. Mellow, happy guy, and Ringo was cool too. But I think watching all these old videos, I'm really liking George the most. He was such a neat person. He had a sister that lived in the Midwest. I did not know that. His sister lived in Illinois somewhere. I was like, oh, that's weird. Yeah, I should auction off. Yeah, I will. If they don't request, if people do not, I have what? I have 5 of those statues left. One's going to Dave's RV Life. If nobody else wants them, we'll give them away or do something. We'll auction them off maybe in January. Or you know what I could do? Just save them for the Cammy 2021s, I want my award. Watching Camo. Yeah, well, maybe we'll give it to you, TX2 Sturgis. What's up? I grew up in Cumberland, Maryland, but was never in Annapolis. I've never been to Cumberland, Maryland. I spent a lot of time in Maryland over the years, being in the Washington area, but I never went out to that far western chunk of Maryland. Never went past Hagerstown. Hagerstown is about as far west as I ever got in Maryland. But it's pretty out there. Frostburg and Cumberland and Garrett County way out there. It's actually closer. That Maryland County, there's that western Maryland County, I think it's Garrett County. It's actually closer to Pittsburgh than it is to Washington. So Maryland is you look at weirdly shaped states, okay? Maryland is one of the weirdest, if not the weirdestly shaped state. It's just a weirdly shaped state, okay? It's little and it's stringy and weird. Most other states are fairly compact, but Maryland, I think if you had to pick a weirdly shaped state, New York State is kind of weird with Long Island kind of sticking out at the bottom there. But Maryland, I think, would probably take the cake for the most weirdly shaped state. What do you think? Oh, yeah, Cumberland, Maryland is they have a lot of train stuff out there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's that funny little chunk of Maryland that sticks way out into the mountains there on the west. Everyone loves the music from their golden age. I wonder where, if you're classical music. Yeah, I used to like classical. I like classical music. I really do. The Monkees. I always liked the Monkees when I was a kid. Yeah, I got into the Monkees way before the Beatles. Punch card for IBM to make Playboy calendar paper rolls. Yeah. George was in the Traveling Wilburys. I was watching a lot of ELO stuff there. Jeff Lynn, he's still around. He looks good. He's pushing 80, right? He looks good. What is it? Dr. Fauci just turned 80. The guy doesn't look a day over 58. I mean, he looks amazingly youthful for being as old as he is. Ringo looks good. Hey, Ringo's upper 70s, right? He looks very good. Music began to die in the 80s. I personally believe music was at its peak in the late 60s. Rick, yeah, there was a whole bunch of new stuff that happened to music in the 60s. And then it's kind of, we don't see much new stuff anymore. Everything's kind of, yeah. The thing I think that's different, a big thing I think that's different about today's music is, back then, music, the actual playing of instruments was an important thing. Playing the guitar, playing the piano, playing the drums. That singing's always been important, but you had to have some talent. I really think, to a large degree, there had to be a certain degree of musical talent there. I think today's musicians don't need to have musical talent. You can get by with you listen to a lot of modern music and it's all just synth, computer stuff thrown together. Nobody's playing anything, and even music now, even a voice, you don't even need to have a good voice. You can do stuff with electronics to make your voice sound a certain way. You need to have the looks and you need to have some sort of PR status and stuff like that. It's more public relations PR status to be a celebrity today than it was, say, in the music business, say, 50 years ago. That's not to say that we don't have musicians that have musical talent today, but a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't. Maryland is the strangest shape. If winners, what is it? Yeah, I love All Things Must Pass. That is I love that song. It just brings back memories. All things must pass. All things must pass away. Yeah, that was a great album. And then the whole controversy with My Sweet Lord, and how we got sued and the big court fight over that. It's wild. That's very interesting. Yeah, MD Nelson, a lot of people today, not everybody, but a lot of people today are, they look pretty good well into their 80s, All my music is mono. Well, that's another thing with the Beatles. They did mono mixes and stereo mixes of all their stuff for many years, and they're very different. You listen to a mono mix of Sgt. Pepper's or the White Album compared to a stereo mix, and they're quite different albums. And there wasn't, auto-tune, stuff like that. That's not to say that there aren't musicians today with good voices. There are. But, you have a lot of musicians today that really can't sing much of anything. But because they can process things electronically, they have there are some artists right now that I really do like a lot. But, you listen to their music and you go, come on, nobody's actually really playing anything there, Check out Media Bear's latest Christmas song on Fauci. Okay, I will do that. I haven't checked out your songs, Janice. I'll do that. I'll make a note. Check out Janice Lala's songs. Tears for Fears, Shout. Yeah, Guns N' Roses. I love Tears for Fears. They've always been one of my favorite bands. Oh, yeah. What was there? Oh, gosh. I cannot remember all their songs. Sowing the Seeds of Love. I always loved that song. Sowing the Seeds of Love. Yeah, it just flows into all these weird, very Beatlesque, extraordinarily Beatlesque song. Dave blew past my blurb on winners. What did you say, BJ Smith? I'm talking too much. Louis Nomadic. Have we figured out which angry nomad owned the RV that blew up in Nashville? We don't know. I don't know. Again, I was a little wary about reporting that yesterday because we don't know if there's any connection to any nomad. It's just somebody used an RV to be, contain the explosive device. I don't know. But at least we have a little reaction now as I reported this morning that, if you're driving an RV, if you're living in your RV, you got to be careful where you park it now, especially if you're in a city, because there's a lot of suspicion now about, hey, somebody sees an RV parked on a city street, they're going to wonder, until they solve the crime and find out who did this, people are going to wonder if somebody's not going around the country using RVs as explosive devices. It is a bit scary, not only for the people. Hey, I would be worried if I'm living in a city and there's this old RV parked in front of my building. You're going to wonder, is that the same thing going on that happened in Nashville? I'm bailing out. Hard to keep the eyes open. Catch you at 7. All right, free to travel. Get some sleep. All my music is. I have one ear. All my music is mono. Yeah, Polypedal. Beatles did that too with left and right channels. The left channel is completely different than the right channel. It's like, whoa. Were you into alternative? Oh, yeah. I was heavily into new wave music. I love New Order. New Order is my favorite band, period. If I have to pick one band I just love New Order. I just always love their stuff. Depeche Mode I loved. Cure, Psych Furs. Yeah, they were always my favorites. Real NHK World Japan for real journalism. You know what I also like to watch? Doggone is Deutsche Welle. They have a lot of videos on YouTube. You can do DW, just do DW German News Group. They have a lot of good stuff on American culture. They've done some really good stuff on the election, on the rise of Donald Trump. Yeah, check them out. DW, Deutsche Welle. It's a German news agency, but they've done a very good job. They cover America very well, actually. Some of those Europeans, they're able to see America better than we see ourselves. It's kind of like it's hard for us to see ourselves because we're so embedded in the culture. It's sometimes like the Japanese or the Germans looking at us, they have a way of seeing us a little more, how we kind of, we don't see, it's like having somebody self-criticize themselves. We Americans have a tough time in doing that. Whereas I think foreigners can sometimes see us better than we see ourselves. So yeah, I think NHK Japanese channel that's on a lot of PBS stations relay their English service on one of their sub channels. So they're you can watch them in many major areas. Most of these channels too have feeds on YouTube. NHK Deutsche Welle, that French network. There's what is it called? I can't remember. There's a French English language news service. It's also very good. I love the Smiths, Morrissey. Yeah. Morrissey, remember that? Morrissey did his solo albums after the Smiths, and then he went out to, where's that? Fairmont, Indiana, and did the James Dean thing. And yeah, then we had Adam the Woo do that. I remember Adam the Woo went to Fairmont, Indiana, and where James Dean was born or raised or whatever. And it was kind of interesting watching that old Morrissey video. Bongo goes to Bitburg. Yeah, that was a parody there of Ronald Reagan. Remember? It wasn't Bongo. What was his name? I can't remember. Bonzo. Yeah, Bonzo. Ronald Reagan was in that movie with the ape, the monkey, Bonzo. The Bonzo movies. I forget. Whatever. Bonzo. Was it Bonzo? What was the Ronald Reagan? I don't think it was Bonzo. Ronald Reagan chimp movie. Bedtime for Bonzo. You're right. Bonzo, yeah. Ronald Reagan, 1951. Fred D. Cordova, starring Ronald Reagan, Diane Lynn, and Peggy as Bonzo. Yeah, and then they made a joke. He went to Bitburg, and Bonzo goes to Bitburg. Bedtime for Bonzo. The rest of the world is shocked by how little the U.S. government is helping people in the pandemic. I don't know, man. It's been a very weird year on a lot of different fronts. We shall see. We shall see how 2021 plays out, huh? I don't know. Oh, my stomach is growling. Did you hear that? I'm going to a burger place. I'm taking my buddy to a burger place for lunch today here in Morganton. We're going to go get some really good burgers, so I'm anticipating that. No pizza, no burritos for me today. It's going to be a really good gloppy burger. So we're going to do that this afternoon, and my stomach is anticipating that. Jim Davis, the guy who did Garfield, was also from Fairmount. Oh, Fairmont, Indiana, a famous town, huh? That's right. Hey, Kelly Doyle. Nice to see you here, Kelly. Happy holidays. And say hi to Sophie. I love Sophie. I love pit bulls. I walked Tank the pit bull when I was living in Springfield, Virginia with Susan Sandy, and he was an adorable doggy, and I miss him, and I love pit bulls. They're not, yeah, I mean, it's how they're raised, and they can be lovely, adorable dogs. They're a little scary like German Shepherds, but they can be the sweetest, nicest, smartest dog ever. And I love Sophie. She is so sweet. In fact, if I was choosing the best, we had the best nomadic pet category in the Camis, and it was won by Moo Moo, of course, which is a wonderful dog too. But I would have voted for Sophie far and away. Anyway. Oh, you live at Terry and Al lives in another Fairmont, huh? Like Springfield, Virginia. How many Springfields are there? There's like 20 of them. Almost every state somewhere has a Springfield, right? We love Sophie. We love Sophie. There's so many cute dogs. I like the dogs especially. I mean, the cats are okay. Jax is fine, but I love the dogs. Yeah, I love Sophie, and I love Bella, Dave's RV Life's dog, and of course Zoe, their Dave 2D's dog. They're just such adorable critters. Yeah. Although I thought it was kind of odd that Sophie wasn't a little more. When that guy broke into your vehicle the other day, Kelly, he your dog kind of got a little riled up and knew something was going on, but you had to go and Sophie didn't jump into the front seat and lunge, but Sophie's too nice. She's probably too nice. Yeah. I do like your channel. I remember Wandering Jimmy turned me on to you. He was, I remember he was talking a couple of years ago about some of his favorite nomadic channels and mentioned Kelly Doyle. And I immediately went over there and went, yeah, I like it. Good channel. I need to get out to San Francisco one of these days. I've been there a couple times in the past, just flown in and done some broadcasting conventions. And it's such a beautiful area. It's such a beautiful city. And I always like watching Vertigo, that old Alfred Hitchcock movie, because it's just such a beautiful city, and I got to get out there and I want to, I could go hang out with Kelly, and then I'll go see Rosie and Kelly and Rosie. That's right. The Simpsons live in Springfield, but we never knew the state, right? They don't tell you what state that is. It's like with Green Acres, they had Hooterville, but they never told you what state it was in. It was just some Midwestern state, She does guard the van. Okay. Yeah. My when I lived in Springfield, they never locked their townhouse. Well, I shouldn't say that. But no, if you have a pit bull at home there in the townhouse, you don't have to worry about locking the doors. Don't. Just like, if you want to lock it, but You don't have to. It's something, this just seeing that pit bull, would scare people. Do you know what Springfield is the best? I don't know, Pat the Patriot. All I know is the only Springfield I've ever lived in is Springfield, Virginia, which is a, kind of a sprawling community just to the southwest of D.C. Blocked? Who was blocked? If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. Yeah. I like San Francisco, the city, because it's such a nice walkable city. If you're a hiker and you like to do urban hiking, I can't think of a better large city than San Francisco. It is just it is a wonderful town to hike in. It's got the hills, so you get some exercise. It's a really nice walkable city. You go down to the wharf there and go, it is a really nice town to walk around in. Probably of all the American cities, the most walkable. London is a nice city. If you go to England, London, it's a real pedestrian-friendly city, and it's great to walk around, and there's huge parks. And San Francisco, I think, of all the DC's not a bad city, too. It's actually a fairly pedestrian-friendly city, but I always like San Francisco because if you like to hike around a city, and you can't beat San Francisco. Hooterville, I don't think so. It's more out west. I think Hooterville, if you wanted to place Hooterville, it was probably like Iowa or Nebraska or something. I don't think they ever said. I don't think it was New York. They left New York. New York. Keep Manhattan. I'll give you that countryside. Matt Groening finally gave up the state. Oregon. Yeah, I guess. Northeast, yeah. Springfield, Massachusetts is a big city, right? For a big little town, a medium town. Springfield, Pennsylvania. I think there's a Springfield, PA near Philadelphia. They're all over. Partied in D.C. in my younger days. All right, everybody. Well, we're coming to the end of the show here today. This is the last Saturday morning SaturDAVE for 2020. And I was going to do a little review of all the Nomads this year, but what the heck? It's all boring year. They're all huddled in courtside. A couple of them bought houses. One guy built a little prepper shack that he never stays at. I don't know. I'd have to say my favorite Nomads for 2020 were the Canadians, Foresty Forest, Slim Potato Head, Van City Van Life. They just, they kept it different. They did some cool stuff. Van City Van Life is very commercially oriented, built a good job building his channel, but Slim Potato Head just did some really good traveling up there. And you can't beat British Columbia and Alberta and stuff for the scenery. So I think in Foresty Forest, his channel just blew up. I mean, in a good way. This is the end. Do, my only friend, the end. That's right. Klersky and the Simpsons, yeah. Yeah. Don't want to miss Land's End. Wow. There's more of it, yeah. I always loved Hitchcock's the birds up in Bodega Bay. I always wanted to go there. I was like, Hitchcock likes San Francisco a lot. Yeah. And Vertigo, if you're a San Francisco freak, that is one of the greatest, most beautiful movies. So San Francisco is pretty much the star of that movie. Anyway, Lori. Thank you, Lori. That is very kind of you. I do appreciate that. High Anxiety. That was a good movie. Mel Brooks. He did the takeoff on the birds, and then he went up to San Francisco in that movie too. It's a good movie. High Anxiety. Thank you, Lori. Merry Christmas. I do appreciate that. Hey, Minivan Lee, enjoy your channel. Great stuff. I've been watching that a lot lately. Yeah. I love High Anxiety. Yeah, there's a scene when he's driving down the road to that, what is it, psychiatric institute that he's going to head, Mel Brooks, and he hears this music, and then he turns around and looks, and there's the band. There's a bus, says Los Angeles Symphony on it, and they're playing the music, and he's like, where's that music coming from? Or what was the scene where Harvey Korman's in the car, and the radio's playing some horrible music, and he can't turn it off, and he's like, and he can't get out of the car. Harvey Korman. He's great in that. That's a great movie. If you've never seen High Anxiety, yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah, Mel Brooks was, that hotel. What's that big fancy hotel in San Francisco with the big atrium, goes way up. I forget whatever that is. Yeah, he was, gets up there and he's like, afraid of falling down. Yeah. High Anxiety. And I always was an anxious person, so I was identified with that movie. High Anxiety. Anyway, good movie. One of his funnier ones. Mel Brooks, those early funny ones from the 70s, and then he got kind of less funny as he went on, but those early couple movies are really funny. Mark Hopkins Intercontinental. All right, everybody. I want to thank you. I want to thank you all. Even though 2020 was a weird year, I had a good time here being in the new apartment, got myself settled here. Spaceballs. Yeah, that was a moderately funny movie. Spaceballs. It was kind of a takeoff on a lot of the Star Wars-y stuff. Yeah. I always liked, what was the Airplane 2 movie with William Shatner? I think it was Airplane 2, where they're flying the plane to the moon, and then they have that Alpha Beta base there, and Shatner's running the base, and he's, it's set up to look like a spaceship-y thing, moon base, and they got just blinking lights, and they're just hundreds of thousands of blinking lights behind him, and it's like, the lights aren't blinking in sequence. We must make them blink in sequence. And Shatner's good in that. The hotel bar at the top, maybe where the scene was. Yeah, I forget which hotel, one of the Marriotts or something that had that. They have one in Atlanta like that too, with that huge atrium with the elevators going up the side. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, nice to see you, Kelly. Thank you very much for stopping by. I love your channel. Say hi to Sophie for me. Woof woof. I'll have to get some of my tank videos out and put them together and do I miss Tanky Poo, the adorable pit bull that I walked for a year and a half there. I love pit bulls. Yeah. So anyway, thanks everybody for being here today. I appreciate it. I'm going out now to get a good burger, a good gloppy burger at Uncle E's on the other side of town. Maybe I'll take my camera along and do a little video of that. And so that's my one of my Christmas gifts to my buddy here in the apartment. So so we'll see. The Hyatt, whatever that hotel is. Yeah, that's really crazy. Mike got his fridge fixed. That's right. I saw that. It wasn't really that broken either. It was something wrong with the little propane gizmo. Yeah, but his fridge actually still worked. I was hoping, I was actually hoping to have 12,000 subs by New Year's, but we went up to 11.4 and just kind of stopped. I don't know. Maybe Easter or maybe 4th of July we'll have 12,000. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. You all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Don't forget, I'll be back here live tonight at 7 p.m. for our little evening chat. Oh, we got to check out the Svengoolie movie, right? Let's see. Svengoolie Spanguli movie tonight on MeTV at 8 p.m. Eastern is The Valley of the Dragons. That's pretty yucky. I won't give that a, yeah, it looks pretty cheesy. Valley of the Dragons tonight on MeTV at 8 o'clock Eastern. So be here at 7 p.m. Eastern and we'll say hi. And I will be pouring some drinks from the wonderful Tito's thanks to Rod Sturgis. So I will do some Tito's tonight. Oh, yeah, some good stuff this time instead of the paint thinner vodka that I normally drink. All right, I want to thank Brenda and Lori. Thank you so much for your super chats. And Gregory, Brizos, Terrence, Stephen, and Thomas for your PayPals. I do appreciate your support of the channel. Happy New Year, Kelly. Hope everybody can get out and do some traveling this year, you know, in 2021. Get out on the road, and hopefully things with the vaccines, it will start to get back to normal. Hopefully by, you know, the spring or summer or something. It's going to be a bit, though. I think we're still stuck in 2020 for the first few months of 2021. But hopefully things will be back. Got some changes in 2021. Hopefully they'll be for the better, okay? All right. All right, thank you, everybody, for watching. I appreciate it. You all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Stay warm if you're in the East. It's a cold one again. We'll talk to you later, 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a good one. Thanks to Shimei. Thank you very much to my Doxy for being here, all my mods. You all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Blog Under.